All right. Ranked recently got an update. Well, recently, it was like a couple weeks ago. Got an update and they added pro. They changed a lot of stuff like maps, they added a pass. And this has also come with the question, okay, I'm stuck in a rank. I can't get out of gold, I can't get out of diamond, mythic, whatever it may be. How do I evolve? How do I move on to the next step of my ranked Brawl Stars gameplay? Well, in this video, I'm going to be helping all of y'all get out of whatever rank you're in, except for pro, because if you're in pro, you're already good. You're chilling. So we're going to start off with the bronze and silver ranks. I'm just going to put these two together because they're basically the same thing. So the fundamentals of bronze and silver are just learning how to play the game and getting good with the characters that you have. And that's basically it. That's just bronze and silver, learning how to get better and improving. That's all bronze and silver is. In fact, I think the majority of bronze is just bots anyway. So you should be fine there. You should not be getting stuck at bronze and silver. If you're stuck there, you might already be cooked. And on gold, once you get to gold, this one is a little bit more understandable, but still, gold, you really want to learn the maps and who's good on each map, kind of understanding like, oh, if it's an open map, you should be playing a sniper, like that kind of thing. You really want to understand who you should be playing and where. Once you get to diamond, this is where it becomes a lot more easier to get hard stuck in a rank. For example, diamond, you have a lot of people that either got carried to diamond, so they're really bad, like buns, like washed, ass of the game, terrible. Or you have people that used to be like legendary ranked or mythic ranked or masters, but they just haven't been playing ranked. So they're in plat. And you're gonna get your butt handed to you. It's bad. But if you want to move on out of diamond, things you can do is start to really learn how bans work, because in mythic bans become very important as you start doing 2 out of 3 matches instead of just one match. So you really want to learn how to ban a brawler and get really good at like 1, 2, maybe 3 brawlers in specific that are very different. For example, like a thrower, a pushy brawler, and then like a sniper or a long range person. So you could say like, oh, get really good at Barley, Piper, and Cordelius. Like those are like just some examples, but like very diverse brawlers that are good like in different groups of maps. And those are not like, by the way, I think Piper is good. Cordelius, I'm not sure, and Barley, I'm not sure, but those are just examples. In Diamond, you really want to understand how to start to play consistently, and like, it's not like you're getting shed on one match and then the next match you're like a god. You want to consistently stay good and start honing in your skills by Diamond. Now, once you've gotten to Mythic, this is where you start playing 2 out of 3 matches. Bans become a lot more important. You start taking turns on who picks what brawler and whatnot. Everything becomes a lot more important once you get to Mythic, basically. So, for Mythic, I highly recommend you just want to get better when it comes to skills, learning brawlers' tech, movements, just a whole bunch of that. And you want to learn more brawlers. Get good at a wider variety of brawlers. For example, if you have like only one brawler max tiered, you might want to like start playing more brawlers and having a group of like 7, 8, maybe even 9 brawlers at least, in order to like really be good in ranked. So you have that diverse group of brawlers, and you really want to start. You need to know how to ban. You need to know how to ban. So if it's like a map like, oh, it's an open map, I normally get absolutely destroyed by Pipers just because my movement's predictable. I should probably ban Piper. Or like, oh, this map has a lot of walls, but I want to play a thrower. I should probably ban Edgar because he's a hard counter to the majority of throwers. It's stuff like that you really want to learn how to ban, and who is a good ban and not a good ban. So yeah. And then once you get to legendary, all it is really is further developing like the tech with brawlers and the movement and whatnot. It's just a further development of Mythic, basically. Get really good with a more specific group of brawlers, and learn to ban. If you have not learned how to ban brawlers by legendary, I don't know what you're doing. It's like, I don't know how you got to legendary even, if I'm being so honest. But there's a lot of specific techs and movements that brawlers like people don't know automatically. Like Gray, you can pop your gadget and then basically switch positions with brawlers. Like, oh, I'm gonna pull you in and I'm gonna teleport to your spot. It's like you can also, like with, who's a good example? Oh, like with Buzz, whenever you stun the wall, if someone's nearby and you're hypered, you can just keep stunning and keep stunning. It's just little movements and text like that that you want and need to know in order to really move on to legendary and get past those ranks. Now, once you get to masters, you're kind of at the point where it's like you're not really hard stuck anymore. You're just like, you're probably not quite consistent enough to be pro, or you don't play enough to be a pro. And by the time you get to masters, all you really want to do is just play the meta and play the brawlers that are good for the ranked maps that are currently in the pool. So, for example, you really want to play Piper on the open bounty maps. That's a really good pick, especially if you have her maxed out, which by the time you get to masters, you probably do have Piper maxed out. And it's just consistency, consistency, consistency. You want to be good over and over and over every match. You do not want to be the reason that your team loses. If you're the reason that you're losing, then either A, you should not be in Masters, or B, I don't know how you got to Masters. But basically, if you're the reason you're losing, you have to change and you have to become more consistent. It's not your teammates or opponents that are just better. It's not their problem, it's your problem. Anyway, if you've done those things, if you're consistent, which is a big part, know how to ban, you're playing the meta or the brawlers that are the best in the game, and you're learning brawlers like their tech, their movement, and how to play them, then you should be a pro. Now you're pro ranked, now you can show it off to your friends, and you're chilling. You're one of the best in the world. Anyway, that's all for this video, but if you have any questions, comments, or even suggestions, please put them down below. I will probably be making a video about the best brawlers for ranked later on during the season. So that's all for this video. Adios.